On. Welcome back to the Old Bull and Young Calf Boston Sports Podcast, and we're here with pregame of Game 3 of the Patriots preseason, and we are going up against the team that got the girl that I think my dad and I both wanted with Jaden Daniels. I'm not too sure how much we'll see Jaden Daniels in this game,
We're not
but
going to.
no, you're not going to. So Jaden Daniels, I guess, is out. Oh, that's breaking news from the Old Bull. Dad, any thoughts on this game? You mentioned before we went live, we should expect to see some of our players, or a lot of our players tonight, right?
Yeah, so Jaden Daniels has been named the starter. They're already sitting him down. They don't want to risk it, I guess, even though it is 2 weeks before the season starts. I mean, the way they coddle these players now is a little bizarre. I mean, it's just no game reps. So expect some sloppy football all across the league in week one. But anyway, yeah, tonight, all four quarterbacks are supposed to play. Hopefully, this isn't a bait and switch where we we get Drake May and Jacoby Brissett for one series each, handing the ball off, and yeah, have a good night. So tonight's a big night, and to me, there's three reasons why this game is more important than any regular season game the Patriots will play this year. And that's number one is this game needs to end with Drake May on a high note. Because I tell you this, I only give it like a 15-20% chance. There is a chance tonight is the last time we see Drake May in a game until 2020, 25 next year, barring any junk, garbage time where they just throw him in at the end of the game. So, that depends on a lot though for that to happen. Brissett needs to stay healthy, and he actually needs to not look like a complete clown like he has his two preseason games. So I think the happy medium here is we're going to see Drake May, and that is gonna tonight is gonna go a long way in when we see him. It's very simple. If he's fumbling, if he keeps fumbling the snap, if delay of game penalties, he has trouble in the huddle. Again, we're probably talking mid to end of the year. If he looks like
Yeah,
he has his crap together like a veteran tonight,
that's a good sign.
it's gonna come a lot sooner than later.
Yeah, and we got Jeff Unknown coming to check in on his guy, Isaiah Bolden. Isaiah Bolden had a really good play last game, and I think there's a good chance he makes this team. One note I will have is, and it's good to see you, Jeff. Hopefully, Engaged Life is treating you well, man, and you're back in Canada safe and sound from your trip in Boston. Um, as for information about this game, it looks like Evan Lazar put out that Mayo said that Brissett will play 1 to 2 series, and then Drake May will play the rest of the first half. So, big game,
Wow,
yeah.
that
And
is big news.
it looks like Andrews is not playing at center, and
Oh,
for the most part, all of our skill position players are in, except for Hunter Henry. So you'll see Tyquan Thornton, you'll see all these other guys, KJ Osborne, who's been having according to everybody, a big camp, but really hasn't showed up in the preseason almost at all. So I guess it'll be interesting. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing a lot more Drake May. I wonder how much Joe Milton will get in that second half. Hopefully, a lot more than Bailey Zappi. But I mean, Dad, coming to this preseason, I think you and I both had an idea of what we wanted to see. How do you feel about the team now that we're? Oh wait, what's up? Back home in Canada, safe and sound. Good to see you, Jeff Unknown, man. Very good. I'm curious, Dad. How do you feel after 2 games? Do you still need to see more? Do you feel any better? Do you feel any worse after these first couple games? How would you kind of summarize preseason so far as a Patriots fan?
well, to me, it's been close to a borderline disaster. And the second half of the point I wanted to get to, I know I was
Yeah,
kind of rambling on there, was Brissett has been terrible,
yeah,
terrible against backup players with his starting cast around him. This all boils down to what I was, trying to land the plane here, which is if Drake May can build off of last game and be even better this game, we could see him. I'm talking about like week 3. Because if Brissett is just, I don't know, he looks lost out there. Terrible interceptions. He's three
yep,
for 10 in the preseason against backup defenders with his starting lineup around him. That is terrible. And that's a bummer news right there with Andrews. Because tonight was supposed to be the night where we were going to see the offensive line I wanted, which was Chucks at left tackle, not great. But then So at left guard, okay.
Owenu, right?
Andrew center, very good. And that Layden kid, Robinson, who I've been hyping up because I've been watching him.
Yep.
He's at left guard tonight. Oweno's got kicked out to right tackle. This is the starting line I wanted to see intact. But they're giving Andrews the veteran treatment. I don't blame him.
Yeah.
Hey, so but
We,
it's
we, we got a guy in
let's see
here.
if they're competent tonight though.
We got Drew Waltz. Drew, let's go Pats, man. Drew, it's a fresh season, and there's hopefully a lot to be excited about after this game when we get to see a bit more Drake May. Hopefully, he's learned a bit with a bit more reps after that second week of game, and he's facing a worse team. That Eagles team is way better than this Washington team. So hopefully, Drake May will get some time and our wide receivers will actually get open and maybe they'll catch a play, a deep ball. That'd be great if Javon Baker can come back and say, you know what, next time I get that shot, I'm going to keep that ball in my hands, not fumble it. But Drew, 100%, let's go Pats. I'm super excited. But I don't know. As for my question, Dad, about I asked you like, how do you feel, and you mentioned a borderline disaster after 2 preseason games, and I think you're right. I think we got worse. We lost Matthew Judon. Uh, we of course lost Christian Barmore
Barmore.
before the first game even really started. Uh, I mean, and
And the offensive
I
line
was
has been as bad as advertised.
Yeah, the offensive line was it was not smoke and mirrors. We still suck. And I think the biggest thing, Dad, is Jacoby Brissett. I thought we were going to get a serviceable, mid-tier NFL quarterback, low to mid-tier, below average NFL quarterback, but he's looked like a backup out there. And he's playing with our best guys. So it's going to be it's I don't think it's going to be a good season, and I think after this game we'll probably have conversations. We'll have our betting expert back talking about the over under for win totals, and I think everybody can guess what the decision is going to be like for the Patriots because it hasn't gotten any better. I wonder if Vegas has actually modified the odds. I think it was like 4.5 wins, and after these first few games, it's not looking very good. So, I mean, the game's about to start, Dad. Anyone that you're
Well, no,
surprise
we
cuts?
we got
What's up?
we got a few minutes.
I know
We
we
got a
do.
few
I know
minutes.
we do.
If you want a ray of hope that this season is salvageable, if tonight this offensive line could give their quarterbacks time all night, because again, they're probably playing against backups. These are our starters except for Andrews. Now, if guys are blown by our backup center, there's nothing you can do about that. But if we have a clean pocket all night for Brissett in May, because this is the offensive line that gives me the most excitement out of the worst offense. I mean, you're still one of the worst offensive line in the league. If we, because it all starts with the offensive line. It doesn't matter if we're bringing in Tom Brady, Randy Moss, and Gronk in their prime. If the offensive line cannot block, the whole thing goes to crap. We've seen that in the last couple of years. So this is the offensive line I'm most optimistic about. If we can dominate these second tier players for Washington, it gives us a little bit of ray of hope. So we have something to root for there. And when it's time that we see Mayo, like I get it, he's a player's coach, but tonight how he coaches the game tells me a lot. Is he going to just be a disaster and out of here in a year or two, or is he going to be something that we can build off of? Because I haven't. It feels like he's deferring a lot to his to everybody else. It's like, dude, you're the head coach, man. You're the head coach. Start making some decisions. Start making some decisions that impress me. Okay. He started last week by playing May a lot more. I like that. Build on it tonight. If that news is right, Matt, and May's going to play almost the entire first half, I like that too. So that's a good start.
Yeah.
Let's get this ball rolling.
Yeah, and it looks like Marcus Jones is back, so we'll see him, in that punt return. And Marcus Jones is a super exciting player. And I mean, overall, defense, and don't overreact about the defense. It looks like almost all of our defense is sitting. Duggar, Dietrich Wise, Uche, Dad, your guy, O'Shane Zimiz, or whatever. He's actually sitting, which is a really good sign that my dad was right.
And
That we're
he's
probably going to
on
be.
the team.
He's
Yeah.
going to make the team. Verdian Lowe and Calvin Anderson are sitting. I don't know. Hopefully that's not because Verdian Lowe is a lock and they're worried anything happened to him because that guy freaking sucks.
He's
But
injured. No,
yeah.
he's injured.
Oh, he hopefully he
Yeah.
goes to pup. Anybody that you're
Yeah.
kind of
Hopefully
watching
he
for
does.
like a surprise cut. Anybody anything like that come to mind or a surprise keep on the team?
Yeah, I'm still not convinced both Rager and Booty make this team. So one of those guys could be on the outs. I'm just really suspicious about, Thornton, Taekwon. Like, I guess he's had his moments, but they're treating him like a starter. And I haven't read enough about him in camp or seen enough about in him in the preseason games to be like, wait, where's this jump I'm looking at? So I don't know. I just wonder if they're trying to pump up his value to trade him. And in that case, they'll keep Rager and Booty. So we'll see. I mean, maybe they're seeing things in, I don't know, the private practices we're not seeing that they're excited about, but I'm a
Yeah,
little suspicious of that. But as far as anyone else goes, I don't know. Juju is gone, so that would have been a guy. And it's such a young team at it. They don't have
yeah,
any of these veteran guys that, hey, are they on the cusp of leaving? Are they playing in the fourth quarter where something's wrong? Everything's a crapshoot. But I can tell you one thing:
yeah.
it's gonna be the most least stressful cut down date there is, because it's not gonna be any surprise cuts.
No,
Because
no.
it's like there's gonna be a lot of surprise people who make the team. You're gonna be like, who the heck's that guy?
yeah,
Yeah, because there's gonna be a lot of those guys because we're just
yeah.
so
We're so bad.
deprived of talent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think, speaking of which, like, I think Madden 2025 or whatever, they have this section of the game where you can go and look at your
No.
team and look at your stars. And the Patriots are the only team in the NBA, I mean, sorry, in the NFL without a star on that page. Their star page is totally empty. Their star power or whatever you want to call it in the video game. And I
Yeah.
think it nailed it. I like, Taekwon Thornton, uh, everyone, it's like, do we have amnesia? Did we forget kind of what he is? He's going to make one catch. He's going to be a diving catch. He's going to get up limping, and then he's going to be out for the whole year.
Yes.
I
That's
mean, do you have
probably
any
it.
confidence of
Yeah.
him surviving the ground at any point? I mean, the guy's
No.
absolutely made a paper. It would be great to see, Jalen Polk kind of step out of his shell. I mean, it really sucks these only 3 preseason games and the way Mayo approached that first game, that it didn't we almost had to count on that second game to get the cobwebs out. That second game was almost the first preseason games in a lot of ways. So we're not going to see these guys with a lot of reps. This is second game. Hopefully they'll get a lot of time, and it's enough time with the second and third game to actually make some plays and pop off the page, because right now our wide receivers, I don't know if there's been maybe like 2 or 3 plays beyond like 15 yards, and it would be great to see something better. And I'm not counting the end of the game plays with Joe Milton. I'd love to see something happen in the first half where that makes me say, wow, what a great play. So, like my dad said, super hopeful to see a lot of Drake May tonight. Hopefully, Mayo's not bait and switching us. And then, um, I guess hopefully no injuries. So,
And Drew, it's not like all hope's lost and there's nothing to watch. Okay, we might not be a playoff team or a championship contender, but one of my things I'm putting together and I'm going to go over with the young cap is our big pregame for the opening game, the things to be excited about, the things to look forward to. There's more there's more than just wins. As crazy as that sounds, being from Boston and all that stuff, but
at this
it could
point,
still be a fun year. It's just if this could be the year where we're like, okay, our records suck, but that is where we found our next great core of players that were young, inexperienced, and then they took that second year jump, and we actually spent some salary cap money and added some good veterans, and so there's plenty to look forward to.
there's hope.
We're gonna have a big list of things to watch for and to root for and to get excited about. Not everything has to be wins. So I know
Yep.
that sounds crazy coming from Boston, but I'm still excited that football's here.
Yeah. Yeah. And, one thing I will say, my cousin Juliet, or our cousin Juliet, pointed this out. We're not playing fantasy football this year, but we're actually going to try and do a little bit of fantasy football for you all. So anybody who's watching this, we're going to hopefully put out a short 5-10 minute episode to help you with the waiver wire, take thinking out of the waiver wire for our viewers. You can go in there, you can kind of understand who to look for, which running back got hurt, and that second running back is going to come up and do well. So, those are things we're going to start this football season. We're really excited football to start 2 weeks away. I guess this is the next stepping stone. I any final thoughts, Dad, before the game?
That's it. I see the game's about to kick off, so we'll see you after the game for the post game. Hopefully, we're
Mm,
excited and jacked up, and Pete Carroll jacked up and pumped. So
mm.
go Drake, man.